Good morning, class. I'm doing your Thursday check-in video a day early on Wednesday because a couple of things. First of all, I wanted to address the issue of the discussion board homework assignments that were due on Sunday. And my concern is that many of you aren't carefully reading the information and instructions that I provide for you because I had the due dates everywhere on that for those two assignments, and I'm going to click in and we're going to take a look what you need to be sure to look at. So to start off with, for the announcement, this is what you would have gotten on Monday morning, and I always, for the Monday memo, bullet out all the assignments that you have for that week. And the issue is that they did not appear on the Blackboard calendar. I want you to get used to coming to your announcements rather than relying on that calendar for the assignments. Not everything is going to appear on that Blackboard calendar. So the assignments were listed here. And then when you clicked into Module 3, the assignments, I have them, and I always do this for every week. This was week 6, so here's our week 6 folder, and I have them always listed at the bottom of that, what I call the cover page for the folder. For example, here we are in week 7 right now, and you have 3 assignments. One was due yesterday. So your assignments were listed there, and finally, when I click into that week, and this is true for every week is set up the same way. I have a homework bar, and then I have the assignments listed, the links to the assignments below this homework bar. So you need to make sure that you are actually going to our Blackboard page and not relying on that calendar in the future. That's really important for you to do well in this class, that you read through the information that I provide, especially for this particular essay. So my second reason for doing this extra video and posting a day early is because I want to make sure everyone has an understanding of this rhetorical analysis essay. I know that some people are a little confused, and I will be honest, this is a difficult essay. That is one of the reasons it's very important that you read through all the instructions and watch all of the videos. It is somewhat difficult concept because, remember, this essay is going to analyze the rhetorical appeals, those being ethos, logos, and pathos, of our main article. Now, this is the main article that you posted at that discussion board, and I've gone through and I've looked at every person who's posted. I've looked at and I've either given you a thumbs up or said, no, you need to go look for a different article, and often I've suggested a different article. A few of you wrote that you needed some help, and I made some suggestions. Now, this article you had to choose came from your annotated bibliography. And I know, I think there was a little confusion about that from some people, but you were to choose that article from that annotated bibliography. You're sticking with this same research topic that you chose way back in the proposal. So the order that of exploration, and I'm going to show you here, is you did a proposal. You told me what you wanted to research. Then you found 5 articles on that topic. Now you're going to look at one of those articles very specifically and in depth to analyze the way in which that author or those authors use language persuasively. Finally, in the end of March and into April, our final paper is the research paper. You're going to actually do the research that you proposed in Module 1. All right? So right now we're here at the rhetorical analysis essay. Again, you are analyzing the rhetorical appeals, how your authors use ethos, logos, and pathos. How are they credible? How are they factual? Do they appeal to your emotion? All right. So your work this week, week 7, is to help you understand how to break down that rhetorical situation of your main article. That's what you were doing on Tuesday, yesterday's virtual assignment. Your Monday memo, I can go back and show you. Your Monday memo had a mini lesson on the rhetorical situation. And then you were to listen to a podcast that gave you some more information on the rhetorical situation. And then you needed to identify the author or authors of your article, the text, the purpose, who the audience is, and the context. In other words, where was the article published? What journal? Who's going to read that? So if it's an article published in a journal for psychologists, that's not going to be your average reader. That's not like Psychology Today that you find on a newsstand. That's a very specific kind of publication that's really meant only for experts in that field. All right. So your second journal homework, which is due Friday, will help you start to identify the rhetorical appeals present in your main article. How is ethos present? How is logos present? How is pathos present? So in order to do that assignment that's due on Friday, you have 2 videos to watch and 1 PowerPoint to review. You also need to review your writing about guideline. I gave everyone who completed that main article discussion board post a link to a writing about guideline that I thought worked well with the article you chose. So I suggested some of you use psychology, some of you were to use public health. You go and you look at my post to you, my reply to your post, and you'll find the link to that particular writing about guideline. You need to read that and think about that in order to do your Friday homework. Finally, on Sunday, you have a pretty sizable worksheet. You need to be aware that it will take some time, but when you complete the worksheet on your article's rhetorical appeals, you will be ready to write your outline for your essay next week. Next week is all about writing the essay. So, this week is about identifying how your article uses rhetoric. Next week, you'll be working on writing this essay, and I have an outline for you to follow. It's very organized. If you've done your worksheet that's due on Sunday, you should have no trouble with your outline. All right, and I want to say one last thing. 12-week classes, they move very quickly. We have 75% of the actual time to do all of the work of a 16-week class. So you need to remember this is a 12-week class. It's an online class. So a lot of the burden of doing and coming and checking your work and your emails is on you. I can provide the information, but you have to actually go and read it. If you were in a face-to-face class, you'd be in class and we'd be talking about this. So you actually need to go and watch the videos and read all of the posts I make. That is the replacement for the in-person lecture. So, but here's the thing: you come and meet with me in person, or if you don't live in the area or you're not able to get here to meet with me, I'm happy to do an online Teams meeting. I'm more than happy to make time to meet with each one of you and talk about your particular essay. You just need to email me that you want to set up a meeting. All right. And definitely read through today's mini lesson because it discusses ethos. Your worksheet that's due on Sunday is going to ask you to think about ethos both extrinsically and intrinsically. Now, I want you to cover this, read this yourself, and like I said, any questions, anything you feel confused about, please email me and we will meet. All right? All right.